What's very important for Connecticut to understand is that the FOI hearings occurred. We have the audio. It's an hour and 33 minutes. I can play you a portion of it. It's very important. It goes through the collection of exhibits, including the contracts for the cast vote record through GEMS, ESS, LHS, Dominion, Diebold, all the Smartmatic, election fraud hardware, Kagu, Tyler Technologies, and how the elections were hacked. But listen carefully.
In the matter of D'Alessio v. Scott Bates, dated December 8th, 2022, marked as complainant J, is a packet of records titled GEMS 1.18 User's Guide.
GEMS User Guide.
Complainant's K, first page is titled Risk Limiting Audit Recommendations for
Risk Limiting Audit.
RLA Recommendation Working Group, dated February 2, 2022, and marked as complainant's L, a memorandum of decision in the matter of D'Alessio v. Bates, dated January 4, 2023.
Listen.
Can I have the parties state on the record that I have accurately described the documents we agreed to mark as exhibits while we were off the record?
Yes.
Yes. Great. Okay. If you're going to be giving testimony, which will be the complainant, can you please stand and raise your right hand to be sworn? Do you solemnly swear or affirm, as the case may be, that the evidence you're about to give in the case in question will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God, or under the penalty of perjury, as the case may be?
I do.
I do.
Okay, great.
They both swore.
One more time, we're going to have you state your name for the record, and this time spell your last name.
Listen.
With the complainant.
Dr. Linda D'Alessio, D-A-L-E.
She is a patriot saint.
S as in Sam, S as in Sam, I-O. Sorry.
Go ahead, please.
Gabe Rosenberg, R-O-S-E-N-B-E-R-G.
The biggest criminal in American history is Gabe Rosenberg.
Okay, all right, so Mr. D'Alessio, tell me what the problem is in 0436. We have marked a number of documents as exhibits, but in terms of a chronology of what occurred to bring us here today, whether, starting with the request, did you get any records?
Sure.
Have you gotten any records to date?
No.
Go ahead.
Okay, so after the 2020 election, I started to really think about whether our elections were very transparent or secure. So what we decided to do was we decided to do a citizen canvassing audit.
Citizen canvassing audit.
Election now.
The federal election.
Okay.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
So what we decided to do was we got the voter registration list from the Secretary of State's office. You have to pay for that. And we got about 30 to 35 canvassers together. We developed some questions to ask, not who you voted for, but basically, did you vote and how did you vote in the 2020 election? We also asked if the people that were listed on the voter rolls were residents of that address. We did this for about 4 months, and we found out that there was real issues with our voter rolls.
Real issues.
What we found out was that many people had either moved all the way up to 7 years prior, that property had been changed anywhere from 6 months to 2 years. So
half the voter roll of Bridgeport is erroneous. Half of it. And it is intentional because it has been created. It is being used to create votes, phantom votes, cloned votes that the Democratic Party is using at their will.
People did not live there. But yeah, it showed that either they voted absentee or in person. So, and again, Kathy, it was one of the canvas.
Keep in mind, 50 inmates in a maximum security prison were marked as voting in person. 5-0. 5-0. From a maximum security prison.
I'm sorry, so I know that you're pointing to your the lady who was sitting next to you.
Who didn't want to testify, but.
Can you state your name for the record?
Oh, it's Kathy Missett.
Okay, spell your last name.
Missett.
Okay, okay, and who was Miss Missett to you?
So, Kathy was one of the canvassers.
Okay, great. All right, sorry to interrupt.
I would just object slightly to the extent that I know we need to kind of move through the evidence, and this is all background as to why Dr. D'Alessio wants the records she's requested, but don't relate to
I'm
the
going to give her
request
some
itself.
latitude. I just need to know how the dots connect for myself, and I'll give you the similar latitude.
Of course.
You know, this is scheduled for 9:30. I know that we have 2 more cases, I believe, at 1. I think we all want to get some lunch in, but I'm prepared to go a little over the 90 minutes. I really do need to just see how the whole thing comes together. All right, so a little more latitude, Dr. D'Alessio, recognizing that the FOI Commission's jurisdiction is limited. You would like to think we have a lot of power here. Our only authority is to administer and enforce the Freedom of Information Law.
Absolutely.
That's it. So
I'm just going to read. So specific metrics collected were people living at that address. I already said that. And, okay, so moving on. I just wanted to let you know that we did collect a lot of evidence, and that evidence currently is at the SEC.
Unfortunately, the SEC does nothing to Democrats. Nothing. The fine for what they're talking about is minimal. And we've had time after time where the Democrats have rigged elections. Let's not pull any punches here. Scott Bates lies about the cast vote record right here. And we need it. And it's needed for the audit. The audit is not certified. It can't be certified because the third-party vendors are not certified. The softwares used for the hacking, LHS, NoInc, okay, they're not certified. The election is not certified, folks, and we've been asking for the certification of the election, which they will not give us. So therefore, it is not certified. It can't be certified. It is invalid. Everyone in office is not actually in office. They are not certified. Therefore, it is fraud. And Scott Bates is covering it up. Gabby Rosenberg is lying because the cast vote record is available. Rhode Island has it, and we have the same contracts. Other states have it. ESS provides it. It will prove fraud in the 2020 election and the 2022 election. It will prove fraud in both elections if they produce the cast vote record. So they are not. Okay? What it is obstruction, conspiracy, racketeering. It's a RICO enterprise run by the Secretary of State. And I will prove that in our federal and state court. We have 2 trials going on, hopefully. FSTCV 22-502-7404. We're in our second appeal. I can send you the brief. The third parties that run Connecticut's election have a server in Germany and Spain. They create websites through Seidel that give you the algorithm outcome. They use the phantom votes to fill in the gaps. It's complete fraud, folks. There are over 20 types of fraud they are using. The type of fraud they used to affect my election hasn't been mentioned. Not a single registrar in the state of Connecticut out of 640 registrars and town clerks have followed Executive Order 7WW, giving the state jurisdiction over the election fraud. Judges Clark, Kavanewski, Kremrich, Gennario, Blowy, and in the appellate court, Brief, DiPentima, and one more, Brief, DiPentina, and Harold? Forget the last one. But right now, Judge Meyer in the federal court is getting implicated in election fraud because Connecticut set up the 5G network so they could hack nationally through the Connecticut Education Network, through various third parties, and they even allowed Gartner Group to hack. There are numerous hacks. There are 169 hacks through Tyler Technologies that Connecticut has a contract with. And that source IP code was shared for the algorithm that controls the race. So when you look at the hardware, memory cards are falsified by LHS, owned by a Chinese national, purchased on 10/20/2022, prior to the 22 election. It is conspiracy that third-party foreign nationals are running Connecticut's elections that are connected to all the states that Connecticut hacked: Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Vermont. Connecticut flipped those 4 states. Other states are affected: Colorado, Nevada, Arizona, Oklahoma. You can go on and on and on. You can see the connections through the IP addresses, and since they have no ink, they have a geolocator. You can find where the hack was made from. For example, Trinity College, hacked. Danbury, Connecticut, hacked. Shelton, Connecticut, hacked. Colchester, Connecticut, hacked. Norwalk, hacked. Most of the 37 hacks from cities in Connecticut received Zuckerbucks. So here we go. Undue influence by Facebook of Connecticut elections affecting other states. Georgia got hacked twice by Connecticut. Flipped votes twice. Maricopa County, Pima County, Arizona, hacked by Connecticut third parties connected to Yukon, who falsified the certification of the election. Are we clear? So there's evidence, thank God, like this at the FOIA Commission, which will establish criminal conspiracy of Gabby Rosenberg and Scott Bates. And I am now sending this video to the Bridgeport, New Haven, Middletown State Police, who have my complaint and need to act on my complaint. Because what the evidence I am giving them proves treason. Okay? Treason. They made Biden president when Trump won. They made Biden president. And it's for the one world order.